I hope you're having a great start to the morning. This is the Bike Life Commando. I'm coming from Savannah, Georgia, the Kung Fu Empire. I hope all is well with you. I am currently on my 2024 Indian Pursuit, and we're just going to take it out for the day. I get about 40 miles of riding in during the work week when the weather's super great. Um, Personally, because I work, not a retiree or anything full time to be able to sit at home. I got some youngin. I got a youngin that needs some attention, obviously, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. So this is not a hate video. Just wanted to come in and be informative. I talk a lot about my Tech Air 3 vest, my Alpine, my Alpine Star Tech Air 3 vest. I also talk a little bit about my um, Harley branded Dianese vest that I used with my lowrider. It was my first bike, and I still have it. My 2024 lowrider ST. And so, I've had a low speed drop on my bike when I first started riding. It was like, I was only doing about 2, 3 miles per hour in a parking lot. So I was very grateful that I wasn't on the road when this happened. But I dropped my bike, and I've dropped my bike a couple times after that, just in the beginning of riding cruiser motorcycles, right? So I probably had 3 drops in all. One of my drops, I was actually on the bike, like on the bike, and it fell, and I fell with the bike, right? So when I fell, I had my vest on, the one I'm currently wearing right now. It's a Tech Air 3 uh, airbag vest. And let me tell you something. That joker went off before I hit the ground, and I was like so grateful because of the way I fell on my shoulder and everything like that. It was kind of clumsy, kind of stupid. And I'm very grateful that I was wearing it because even though it was a low speed impact, I'm a big guy, bigger, not like huge, but I'm a big guy. I'm about 240, you know, and the bike, itself probably weighs about 700 pounds. So I knew, it was gonna hurt, right? So it saved me an impact, and it just really did me a favor. So I became confident that it's better to have it than not, right? Now there are gonna be people that you'll see on the road. They're gonna be wearing nothing. Like I'm not even gonna front. I'm not wearing sleeves today. And that's my choice. I mean, but I highly encourage you to wear some type of safety gear that saves your vital organs. Your heart, your chest, your lungs, stomach, torso area. Um, some people don't wear it because they think it's cool. Some people don't wear it because they're not comfortable. I'm going to tell you that I encourage you to wear safety gear, and I'm trying to do better at that. I actually have a jacket with me with some abrasion technology in it. I think Beyond Riders, I got the pads and stuff inside there, and I should be wearing that jacket. And I'm not even gonna lie, but don't do as I do. All right, you do you. I mean, but I recommend you wear safety equipment. So at the very least, wear a helmet and a airbag vest, right? Because no matter what, it's gonna hurt when you fall, right? So, but at the end of the day, I have another airbag vest that I like, right? And it's a Tech Air 3. It's a leather airbag vest. One of the things I like about it is that you can actually take out the guts of the airbag, right? You can disconnect it from the leather itself. And I can sew patches on it if I so choose. Like if I want to sew a, mile marker zero patch, or if I join a club or something like that, I have the ability to put patches on the vest, and then use the guts, put the guts back in it, right? And it doesn't take away from the look of the vest. So that's one of the good things I do like about that vest, right? Um, Unfortunately, that vest recently malfunctioned, and that's something I didn't think about when I purchased it. I know anything man-made can malfunction, but I noticed that one night I was charging it, and it was just blinking, 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 and it's supposed to go like standstill green or something when it gives you an indicator that it's been, that it's fixed. Well, or not fixed, but charged. Well, I ended up coming downstairs one morning, or getting up, one morning to notice that my vest was still blinking. I thought that was weird, right? I ain't thinking nothing about it. So I hit my app, check my app. My app tells me that, I had like 70 something percent. I just figured maybe I didn't turn it on all, fast enough throughout the night. I don't know. And I went about my business. But a couple of days went by, and I noticed that was happening. So one day, I checked the app while it was charged because it does have an app. That's one of the things I like about it. You can kind of see and connect to your app to kind of see and maybe diagnose what's going on, right? So I clicked to the app, and then I noticed that while it was charging, the battery power was actually going down. I was like, what in the world? So I call or email Alpine Star and tell them my situation, get tech support. And they were very accommodating. They responded almost right away, it seemed like, within that same day, a couple hours or whatever. Um, I do say this, though. I did give them a critique. I think that we have lost touch with basically being, you know, what's the word? Personable. There you go. We've lost touch with being personable. So I don't like. I really hate calling companies and all you can do is email back and forth, and it's so time consuming. And if you miss the email, like some of the emails I didn't get to like the end of the day, it was like a couple of days of back and forth. Because I was working. I got a life, right? Everybody's got to move on. So after we got that straight, they gave me this number called the RA number, and I ended up mailing the vest to them. They were like, "Hey, well, we don't know what is going on. We tried to give you some troubleshooting techniques," and I did everything they told me to do. And I had done it actually before I even called them. Didn't even realize I was doing it the right way until I saw their instructions, and I had sent it to them. And so now I'm waiting for its return. Hopefully, it'll come back with no issues. I'll keep you informed. I'm very excited about getting this vest, right? Because one, it's leather, and it's mesh. Like, well, not the whole thing. Some of it's mesh, right? Most of the majority of the vest is mesh. It's actually a pretty heavy vest. But the reason I like it because it does have some airflow. The one I'm currently wearing, Tech Air 3, I'm, it can be worn on top of the jacket, and I have worn it in the wintertime over the jackets and shirts and things like that. And then, but often than not, I sometimes wear it under the jacket. And I would tell you, it's in the wintertime, it's great. Oh man, one of the best because it keeps you warm, especially if you got your heater suit on or whatever, right? And so if you have your heat suit on, man, let me tell you something. The vest will keep you warm with your jacket, whatever. It's very nice, right? But I will tell you this: in the summertime, woo, this thing I'm wearing does not breathe well. It does good though. It does good. I'm not if I'm riding and the wind is blowing, I'm fine, right? But if I'm hitting in some traffic and I'm doing 100, mile, it's a 100-degree day, whoo, here in Savannah, or 85, 90% humidity. Yeah, man, it's gonna bust you in your noggin. So I will tell you this, though, I am a very fond member of the Tech Air 3 product. I'm not a sponsored member of these guys. I just talk about the things I like. I don't care what you really wear, man. I'm one of those people that you wear what makes you happy, but wear something. Um, I try to ride responsibly. I try to ride without hurting myself, especially if I got a passenger like my wife and kid. I do a lot of, I live in a cul-de-sac, so I'm very fortunate I can do U-turns and circles and things like that. Then I come out to my neighborhood. There's availability for me to do U-turns and circles there. So I basically make sure that I stay up on that, especially coming from a lowrider ST, excuse me, which I still own, a lowrider ST, to a big boy like the Indian Pursuit. Now, the big boy is Indian Pursuit. I'm not sure the actual weight. I think it was like 971. Then, of course, you add your stuff to it, your bags, your people, whatever you got in your tour bag or whatever. Yeah, man, it thing gets a little heavy to swing around. But the best thing about the Indian Pursuit, man, when you start moving, um, when you're moving, I don't care if it's a slow speed or fast speed, it's very agile. It doesn't feel 900 pounds, or plus pounds or 1,000 pounds, whatever. Feels very great. But this is about the Tech Air 3 vest, or just an airbag vest in general, not necessarily the Tech Air 3. But I wear Tech Air 3 and I love it. I'm thinking about buying that plasma. I think it's a Tech Air 5 plasma, right? And from the way I understand, I got to do a little more research, but you can actually wear it under t-shirts, and lighter jackets and what have you. Um, I have mesh jackets I'm supposed to be wearing, and I got to do better at that. So I'm gonna try to do better at wearing the jackets. But man, it gets so hot in Savannah. I'm not even joking, man. I know it's a poor excuse, but I'm not gonna hit the slab without at least wearing my helmet on my airbag vest. Here in Georgia we have helmet laws, so we have to wear a helmet on our head, right? So, um, but definitely the airbag vest, man, because I don't want to bounce and hurt myself or anything like that. It's your brother Bike Like Commando, man. You know how it is. Have a great day. If you got a bike in your garage, collect the dust, gas it up, and enjoy the ride.